The big three are still on strike. The union is being a bit intransigent. The workers are the ones who are actually paying the price right now. Shareholders don't seem to feel it so much. So what is actually going on, and what is the actual delay? Let's find out. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla Weekend. A quick thanks to the newest patrons, Andrew, Gary, David, and Daniel. These are the folks who actually make the channel go. I don't have union representation, and there doesn't appear to be a union movement on YouTube for analysts like us. So these are the reason that I'm able to do this. You can support me on Patreon or YouTube as a member or X as a subscriber. It all counts. Thank you guys so much for your decision to support the channel. So the big three automakers now have record offers on the table. But the UAW says they can do more. And maybe they can. Maybe that's true. But the thing is, they started out with pie in the sky offers. They wanted everything. They wanted a huge raise. They wanted cost of living adjustments. They wanted more pension they wanted all of that. And they've already gotten pretty much all of that. Started at 9%. Now they're at 23%. And these striking workers are making $500 a week to stand on the picket line or stay at home, whichever they're doing. Whatever they're doing, it's their choice. But $500 a week is nothing. Shawn Fain makes $400 grand. That's $200 an hour. That means if you go to work at a GM plant where you're making $20 an hour and you're busting your chops, there's 9 guys next to you busting their chops, sweating, looking up at the productivity, trying to figure out, are we going to hit our numbers? Are the parts going to reach my station the right amount? I'm stressing out. I'm breaking my back. All 10 of us combined make the same as Shawn gets. When he comes in the morning, let's say he rolls in at 9. By 9:45, he's made a whole day's wage. 9:45. Barely got my coffee done by then. And he's very disconnected. He looks very well rested. But that's not the point. Maybe he's a genius, and maybe he's working 10 times harder than the people actually building these cars. Maybe. Let's just pretend he is. He's not. GM said their new offer will get their workers to $84,000 a year. $84,000 a year in Michigan and in the South, where we're not talking about coastal areas. These are $84,000 is real money. And they are still, cost of living adjustment, bigger contributions to the pensions, the 5 weeks of paid vacation. It's not enough. And maybe it's not enough. But the way unions work is you elect these representatives, Shawn Fain, and they represent you. They get the best deal. They put it in front of you. You vote on it. A lot of times in the past, a deal was brokered and they showed it to them and said, is this good? And the union members vote, no, we need more. He won't put this up for a vote. That's bonkers. That's bonkers. This is a good deal. But the thing is, Detroit News managed to capture, apparently there's some discontent within the union. Some of the people who work there apparently don't feel that Shawn Fain is negotiating in good faith, and I can see why they would think that. He's not. They leaked some internal memos where we found out, and he said, oh, look, to be clear, the leaked messages, this is just the automakers trying to divide us. No, Shawn, it's you not acting in the best interest of your members. Maybe you're trying to seem like a big guy, get some big victory. But that's not what you're doing. You're hurting people. You're hurting real people. And forget about the UAW workers themselves. What about all the tier 2s, 3s, 4s who are losing work, who are going to be out on their butts because you don't think $84,000 to $100,000 a year is enough money? UAW official says union creating chaos for automakers, according to the leaked messages. So what are those leaked messages? Screenshots show that Jonah Furman, who is the communications director, is that what he is? Communications director? Said, we want to keep them wounded for months so they don't know what to do. We've laid it out all in public, and they are still helpless to stop it. We're creating compression points of national attention for them to do the right thing, and we're breaking the pattern, and they're bargaining against each other for the first time in 70 years. So instead of trying to do one deal at a time, they're doing them all together. That's great, but their goal, according to these leaked memos, is to create chaos and enduring harm to the companies. If you hurt the companies, you're not going to have a job. This is why union membership is down 90% since its peak. This is bad. And, well, you know, Shawn Fain is saying, no, look, we're at the table every day. You're at a table, I'm sure of that. But you've got a very good deal. You've got everything you asked for. Certainly more than you expected, far more than I expected. I got this whole thing wrong. I thought this would be over pretty quick because surely you were going to start high and settle in the middle. You started high, you got high, and now you got to be high if you think you're going any higher. What you're going to do is put yourselves out of work. And you deserve it, I guess, Shawn. I don't know why anyone would join the UAW after this show of just stupidity. GM offered to raise its pay to $40 an hour, $84,000. It's a 23% increase, and compounded, it's 25%. It's big money, and Shawn doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's in a golden tower there. He's not affected by this. There was a great video out by John from Autoline where he's talking about it. And, you know, he's there. He's a Michigan guy. He's in Detroit. He knows these workers. He's worked with these people for generations. Should I say decades? John's been at it a long time. Probably generations. And he knows what's going on. He gets it. You guys are overplaying your hand, and it's reckless and dangerous and dumb. What you need to do, I'm not faulting the workers for wanting fair pay. Of course not. Everyone deserves fair pay. But if your objective is just to hurt the car companies, I mean, why not just slay that golden goose and get all the golden eggs now? Because that's what you're doing. It's not how it works, man. You're destroying these companies. You're causing lasting harm. The EV transition is underway. These guys do not make money on their electric vehicles yet. They hope to in 24 or 25. That may be on hold. Ford has laid off some workers from their Lightning plant. GM has announced they're postponing the Silverado electric version. There are problems. You want all this money, it may not exist. It may not be there. So what are you going to do? If you're a member of the union, you need to make a phone call and say, hey, can we vote on this? Can we vote on this? Can we vote? Because you might get a couple more nickels, but how long are you going to be out of work to get them? Shawn Fain is prepared to let you sit for months. He don't care. He gets paid the same either way. And at the end of it, if you do get another nickel, he can look at it and say, hey guys, look at me, I'm so awesome, I got that extra nickel. And what's going to be forgotten by history is the fact that you personally went broke waiting. See, we're not expecting a big surge in bankruptcies this month. No, it's going to be the lasting effects. The people who get their head underwater now and can't get back up afterward. Because once you get back to work, I mean, great. Now your pay goes back from 500 to, 1,000, 1,500, whatever. 1,500 probably, yeah. A week? Yeah, that's 75,000. Great. You'll be making your 1,500 a week, but you've lost thousands and thousands of dollars. Did you have that money to spare? Shawn don't care. That ain't Shawn's job. Shawn's job is looking out for Shawn. And he's doing a great job of that. But this has to come to a vote. And if he's not going to bring it to a vote, he's not representing you. And he needs to go. Terrible, Terrible stuff. Terrible, terrible person. So what did I miss? What did I misunderstand? I get it. I get it. Leave your hate in the comments, my union brothers. By the way, two of my sons are in the union, or a union here in Washington. And in Washington, you can join a company that is union and not join the union. They neutered it. The state law neutered it, so you don't have to join. But I insisted that they join, and they did. Because I explained to them that union jobs, the union is the reason you have the pay you do. And they're paid pretty well for what they do. So I encouraged them to join the union, and they did. I've got union members in my family, in my house. So leave all your hate in the comments. And remember, I don't hate you. Unless your name is Shawn Fain and you're watching this. In which case, Shawn, my friend, pull your head out. Pull it out, because you're running out of air, and that lack of oxygen is clouding your judgment, and you're going to get pink eye. Nobody wants that. So everybody else, like and subscribe. If you really hated this, click the downvote. Doesn't hurt my feelings. It's decorative. It counts as engagement either way. So yeah, stay tuned, stay juicy, and I can't wait to hear from you clever robots when you're off the picket line and no longer freezing your butts off while Shawn sits in the lap of luxury. Not John. John's a good guy. Shawn Fain. And this is just a UAW fireball, blowing it all up. Crazy.